everyone, and welcome to Musical Monday, where every Monday we talk about music. For this video, I want to talk specifically about Spongebob the Musical. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have expected me to talk about that one. But the reason why I want to talk about it is that I just recently saw the bootleg of the Chicago production. There are some things that I wanted to take away from it that I wanted to bring in this video. First of all, let me just say that I think Spongebob the Musical is a musical that is well-deserved. It is needed, especially in this day and age, and it is a very fun musical. It's one of my dream shows to do because the music is very peppy. I loved watching the series when I was younger, obviously because I'm older now. A lot of it I just don't really gel to, but I love the story that was introduced in Spongebob the Musical. So the story of Spongebob the Musical centers around when Bikini Bottom is encountering a bunch of earthquakes, only to discover that there is a nearby volcano called Mount Humongous that is on its way for impenetrable doom, and that will bring down Bikini Bottom. And so it is up to Spongebob, Sandy Cheeks, and Patrick Star to basically save all of Bikini Bottom when everyone else really can't really figure out what to do. With that being said, here are the couple takeaways that I actually picked up while I was watching Spongebob the Musical. Number one is that even though all the music's disjointed, it somehow worked together. And the reason why I say that is if you're not familiar with the musical, they basically tapped many different people, including the late David Bowie, Panic at the Disco, Tom Kenny. All of them came together and formed a fantastic score, which you wouldn't have never expected from this bunch of people. If you are familiar with the very first SpongeBob the movie, Best Day Ever, that was playing during the end credits of that movie, was brought back. There are some lyric changes and brought right back into the musical, which was perfect for the end of this show. And again, even though, like I said, it's written by different people and each style is very different, it all helped influence the story where it needed to because it's super important. Number two is that it has a really good takeaway lesson from it. The biggest lesson that I learned from Spongebob the Musical was the fact that you can do whatever you want, even though you are not someone of great importance. And that's kind of important because there's a lot of people who do feel like they're made to be just nothing, that they can't accomplish anything, and that they're just basically useless and they're a waste of space. But I have learned from SpongeBob himself that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. There is a really good song that kind of talks about that. It's called I Am Not a Simple Sponge, that was written by Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco, where SpongeBob is basically trying to say that he is not a simple sponge as Mr. Krabs has made him out to be, and then as he's looking through the strengths of his friends Sandy and Patrick, he's trying to understand where his place is, and it isn't discovered until later in the show that he is actually a very important person, and that when he has great ideas, he just goes for it. And that's what I love about SpongeBob, especially in the musical, because it is one of the most important things you will ever learn. And the other takeaway that I really wanted to talk about was that Best Day Ever is one of the best songs ever in this musical, and it's one of the best songs I think ever needed in life in general. Now the reason why I say that is because SpongeBob is always a positive person. Even when a lot of negative things are happening and he doesn't quite understand that, he is still able to figure out the positivity in everything. And Best Day Ever is the culmination of who he is as a person, especially because it takes place right near the very end of the show when impending doom is happening, and he's going, you know what? There's 6 more minutes, even though there's 6 minutes left of Bikini Bottom. Even if he just spent it with his friends and the people that he likes centering himself around, it's the best day ever for him. And getting the people out of the rut and getting them to enjoy themselves is easily one of the best messages I think we need on this godforsaken rock. And I know that I'm going through a lot of difficult times right now mentally, but I think this song helps me out a lot because it reminds me that even though that I might not have a lot of time on this planet, that time is super important, and those are the best times to explore. And every time you can breathe and stand vertically and just move around and get to be a part of this period of time and space is the best moments of your life, and it's the best day ever. So again, in conclusion, SpongeBob Musical, even though it's the weirdest thing to expect on Broadway, it is a show that I think needed to happen, and it is fun, it is vibrant, and it's very much something that I think people didn't expect to need, but I think it was something that was needed. Don't forget to check out my Spotify Musical Monday playlist, as I'm actually going to include three of my favorite songs from SpongeBob the Musical, which is both Bikini Bottom Day, the original and the reprise, and Best Day Ever. I'd love for you to listen to them, so please visit the link in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Musical Monday. If you liked the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe down below. If you'd like to see more content from me, please feel free to visit any of those videos beside me, and links to all of my social media will be located in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, my name is Forrest, and remember, pink cake. Peace!